If you're using a Mac, you have one of the most powerful tools in computing sitting right under your fingertips. And nope, I'm not talking about the keyboard. Today, we are going to completely unlock the Mac Trackpad and turn it from just a pointer into a full-on command center for your entire computer.
You know, you might look at this and think it's just a mouse replacement, but it's so much more than that. It's a multi-touch canvas, and it's designed to make everything you do feel more fluid and intuitive. So forget just pointing and clicking. It's time to start conducting your work with just a few simple gestures.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with what multi-touch even means. Then we'll cover the absolute basics, build up to effortless navigation, and then get into multitasking like a real pro. And stick around, because at the end, we'll unlock a few secrets that might just change how you use your Mac forever.
Okay, so the real magic here is that the trackpad can recognize up to 4 fingers at the same time. This means every single tap, every swipe, and every press can do something completely different. That's what takes it from being a simple pointing device to a dynamic command center.
Right. Let's start at square one. Getting these first few gestures down is the key to everything else. Think of it like learning the basic chords on a guitar before you can play a full song.
It all begins with a simple tap. But believe it or not, even this super basic move has a little secret that can make you a whole lot faster. You know that physical press where you hear the click? Well, you don't actually have to do that. Just a light tap with one finger does the exact same thing. Selects files, clicks buttons, but it's way faster and totally silent. Seriously, if you don't have tap to click enabled in your settings, it's the best change you can make.
Next up, the all-important right click, or what Apple calls a secondary click. Just tap it 2 fingers. That's it. It brings up that essential menu for things like copy, paste, rename, you name it. This one is absolutely a must-know.
Now, here are 2 different ways to get a quick peek at something without actually opening it. You can press down firmly, that's a force click, to preview a file or look up a word. Or you can just do a light tap with 3 fingers to get the exact same result. It really comes down to preference. Do you like pressure or a light tap? Either way, both of these are huge time savers.
Okay, with the basics down, let's get into how these gestures make navigating your Mac feel totally seamless. We're talking about moving through your work without ever breaking your flow.
This next batch of gestures is all about moving around your apps and documents with total grace and speed. So 2-finger scrolling is probably second nature by now, right? It's what makes browsing feel so smooth. But don't stop there. Try a quick double tap with 2 fingers. That's Smart Zoom, and it'll intelligently zoom in on a paragraph or an image. And of course, you've got the classic pinch to zoom for manual control, just like on your phone.
And let's round out our navigation tools with these 2. Twisting with 2 fingers lets you rotate things, like a photo you're editing. And a 2-finger swipe to the left or right, that's your back and forward button in your web browser. I'm telling you, once you get used to that one, you will never click those little arrows again.
All right, now we get to the really good stuff. The gestures in this section are what turn the Mac Trackpad into an absolute powerhouse for productivity. This is where you go from just using your Mac to truly commanding it.
You know that feeling when you're just drowning in a sea of open windows? You can't find anything? Well, what if you could get a bird's eye view of your entire workspace and control it all with just a single swipe?
Welcome to Mission Control. This is your command center. It gives you that perfect bird's eye view of every single app, window, and desktop you have running. This is the key to taming all that chaos, and it's powered by one simple gesture.
And this table breaks down the system perfectly. Using 3 or 4 fingers, you can choose in Settings, you swipe up for Mission Control to see everything at once. Swipe down for App Exposé, which is cool because it shows you all the windows for just the app you're currently in. And swiping left or right lets you just fly between different full-screen apps or virtual desktops, which Apple calls spaces. This is the absolute core of multitasking on a Mac.
Okay, 2 more game changers right here. Need to open an app? Pinch in with your thumb and 3 fingers. Boom, there's your Launchpad. It looks just like the home screen on your iPhone. And the opposite move, spreading your thumb and 3 fingers apart instantly clears all your windows away to show the desktop. It's perfect for grabbing a file you just saved.
We've covered a ton, but I saved my absolute favorite for last. This next gesture isn't even turned on by default, but once you enable it, you'll seriously wonder how you ever lived without it.
This is it. This is the one that separates the casual users from the pros, and it's kind of hidden away in the settings.
It's called drag with 3 fingers. So instead of that awkward click down and hold to drag a window or select text, you just lightly place 3 fingers on the trackpad and slide. That's it. It's effortless, it's way more precise, and it puts so much less strain on your hand.
Now to turn it on, the path is a little buried.
you go to System Settings, then into Accessibility, and find Pointer Control. Inside the trackpad options there, you'll see the setting to enable 3-finger drag. Honestly, I recommend you pause and go turn this on right now. It's a true game changer.
And that brings us to the other big secret. This is your Mac. If a gesture doesn't feel right, or maybe you'd rather use 3 fingers instead of 4 for multitasking, you can customize almost everything. Just dive into the trackpad settings and make it work perfectly for you.
So to quickly recap the biggest pro tips, start using those 3 and 4 finger swipes to manage your workspace. Use force click or the 3-finger tap for those instant previews to save a ton of time. And for sure, go enable 3-finger drag for effortless, precise movement. Mastering these is what will make you truly fast on your Mac.
We have covered a ton of ground, from the absolute basics all the way to some pro-level secrets. The only thing left to do is actually start using them. So the question is, which one of these new gestures are you going to start practicing and make a part of your daily workflow today?